I am so annoyed this morning. It actually confirms one thing. And if the president doesn't come out clear on this matter, we shall conclude one thing, that he's a pathological liar. Because we've caught him red-handed. At least the son of Jomo was decent. He spared him for 5 years. A bit of punishment started in the second term. Yeah? He should have made sure that even him had his own puppies from Central Province within the coalition. But all those fellows, all those characters, almost 90% of them were financed by Ruto. They were given a ticket by Ruto. They owe their allegiance to William Samoei Ruto. Already, William has shown his hand very early that, you know what, I just used you as a doormat. Okay, my shoes are clean. I don't need you. I'm already in the house. I don't need you. If I need another doormat, I will create it in 2027. Your job is finished. Kaput. What gives him the idea that he can do as he wishes? This is not his personal house. This is not Sogoi. I think the president needs to stop being simplistic.
Is there a vacuum post Raila?
Play one clip where Ruto has spoken truthfully.
A very good day to you and welcome to Philip Kisia Unscripted. My name is Jadiel Kabiro. It's always a pleasure, it's always a joy, it's always a privilege to have you every single Thursday and Friday for these conversations which I say I do hope, genuinely hope will help our political leaders in making better policy and political moves, although some of you say they don't care about policy side of it, but they're the ones we've got. We'll have to help them no matter what. My conversation for today comes from the recent tensions within the Kenya Kwanza coalition, especially within UDA party, all of them looking like there's a clash between political leaders from Rift, Mount Kenya, all against Rigathi Gachagua. Will he survive? Are we looking at the imminent fall of Ruto's house? That is my conversation today with Philip Kisia, leadership and governance expert, former Nairobi town clerk, ex-KICC CEO. He has done so much for this country and we have these conversations with him. How are you doing this particular week?
Jed, I'm okay. I wasn't invited for the prayer breakfast.
So why not?
And I thought I was a friend to this establishment. I think, I thought they needed my prayer. But now they have confirmed that my prayers are not required.
It seems like they know you are beating them all the time. Ukienda huko utaribu maneno. But last week's highlight, you told us about Ruto holding Mama Rachel's hand. I think Gachagua talked about that. What is your highlight for this week?
No, I'm happy that, and I told you, and sometimes when I talk things, it is out of experience. We know these things.
It was peculiar.
That was good.
Yeah.
So, and I'm happy that Rigathi picked up. And I want to say that Rigathi, he's really transforming. You can see the transformation. He noticed there was something special there. Yeah. But anyway, this week, what I saw this morning, of course, I was not invited, but I was watching television. And I saw my president, really struggling to justify why he flew in a presidential jet, a hired one, a hired jet, instead of flying the pride of Africa, Kenya Airways. Okay? But I think it is because of the pressure that we've been inserted on the man that he has to be, we have smoked him out. Okay? Because he was not going to give us detail. He was a bit cagey, it was cheap, it was this, and, But Kenyans, because of the pressure they have mounted, they have smoked him out. And I've said, we want details on this one. But now, he has jumped from fire to a frying pan.
Yeah.
I don't know his advice in the president. I think if I were the president, and if he's listening to me today, the first thing he should do after that breakfast, before lunch, he should be sacking his advisors.
Oh.
You know why? He has told us something very interesting that borders on corruption. It actually borders on corruption. Because we would want to know who was this friend of ours who was so magnanimous to the point that he gave us a presidential jet. Now, Jed, do you know the operating cost of a jet, presidential jet, of a Boeing per hour is between 25 and 30,000 per hour. If you translate that to Kenya shillings, you're talking at between 3.5 million to 4 million shillings every hour. That's the operational cost. Now, he's saying some very good fellow somewhere, I think in Abu Dhabi or somewhere, a very good friend, gave him a jet at 10 million. That means that that friend paid for that jet. Because 10 million will only fly less than 3 hours. It will not even get to Dubai from Nairobi. We would want to know as Kenyans, who is this friend who paid for a president to fly to America? Because under Chapter 6 of Leadership and Integrity, under the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission Act, you are not supposed to receive a gift.
Oh.
If you receive, yes, if you receive a gift of more than 20,000 bob, you must declare publicly. So we want details. In fact, I would expect the chairman of Anti-Corruption Commission to summon Ruto to write a statement. It's a very serious matter. That there's somebody who paid millions of shillings for a president to be flown in comfort. This is not a very light matter. It is a heavy matter because I just told you it costs between 25 and 30,000 per hour. He's saying he paid 10,000 shillings. Who gave him this gift? Why did that person give the gift? Did we ask for the gift? Why did that person see it fit to gift us as a nation? Does that person think that we don't have sufficient resources to pay for a president who is on duty? Who is this person? You know, let me tell you, Jed.
Yeah.
I am so annoyed this morning. It actually confirms one thing. And if the president doesn't come out clear on this matter, we shall conclude one thing, that he's a pathological liar. Because we've caught him red-handed. He can't tell us that that jet he only paid 10 million shillings, or the government paid 10 million shillings.
Yeah.
Now, leave alone even that jet, because this is annoying. And he even goes further to say, I'm not a madman. Is he suggesting that Kenyans are mad?
He says KQ would have been 70 million.
Excuse me, even if it was 70 million. Is he trying to suggest that Kenyans are mad? That he's not mad, but Kenyans are mad? Is he trying to suggest that Kenyans are mad? But even leave alone Kenyans. I have said before, there are gains that would have accrued from this, our president using our national carrier, which you cannot quantify. The president of the Republic of Kenya, or any president, is a promoter number one of the country and its products and its people. By him arriving in Kenya Ways, at whatever cost, he would have been promoting this country. You can imagine the number of people who are watching CNN, BBC, and what have you. They run into hundreds of millions of people watching our brand. Our president arriving in United States of America in our brand. Kenya is the pride of Africa. You can imagine the morale, staff morale. Just imagine the confidence that you inspire, not only in the Kenyans, but in people who live in America or in any other places who want to use our national carrier. You can imagine the confidence that you bring in. So I want to say this. In concluding that issue, which is a very no. Jed,
let me play the video first.
Jed, you'll play the video.
Yeah.
Okay, you play the video.
Let's play the video first. Listen to the president before you conclude.
There is no way I can spend 200 million. There is no way. In fact, let me disclose here that it costed the Republic of Kenya less than 10 million. Because, let me tell you, I am not a madman. When I was told the cheapest plane was 70 million, I told my office, go book Kenya Airways. Yeah? So when some friends of mine heard that I was going to travel Kenya Airways, and we have built a big reputation as a country. We have built friends. Some friends told me, how much do you want to pay? I said, I'm not ready to pay more than 20 million. They said, bring 10 million, we will give you the plane.
You're saying he's jumping from a frying pan into fire. Is this the case? Because he's trying to convince Kenyans he knows what he's doing. He also said, before you tighten your belts, we'll start from mine.
You see, you know, those are lies. And I want to remind my president that he is not addressing kindergarten children. We are not kindergarten kids. That he can tell us that he only paid 10 million shillings. How? 10 million for what? Is that money? Because it's not even 10 million is not even enough to pay for the captain, first officer, and the cabin crew. I can tell you for free, because they were there for almost 5 nights. Yeah, they are there. So is he saying that he only paid the cabin crew and the cockpit crew, and then some other Arab somewhere in Abu Dhabi, because he's so good friendly to us? We want details. The president must come out clean on this matter. And I expect nothing less than the chairman of Anti-Corruption Commission to summon the president to write a statement. Otherwise, he must be called for who he is, a pathological liar. And on this matter, if it was, in fact, in the same place that he went, United States of America, he would have been asked, he should have been forced to step down as a president. He should be forced to step down. It is a very serious matter. That is a bribe. Nothing short of a bribe.
Saying according to the...
Who is this person?
The law he must declare.
He must declare. That's a gift. Who gifted us? Who asked for that gift? Why this guy from just somewhere, a friend, a good friend, just emerged from somewhere, from the bush, and said, oh, Mr. President, we're going to... Come on. Don't give us crap, man. Sorry.
Let's get into today's conversation, because it seems like there is a lot of tension in Kenya Kwanza's administration, in UDA party. Recent developments, we're watching the deputy president trying to justify, trying to show Kenyans that something is wrong somewhere. MP Oscar Sudi coming out to the public criticizing the deputy president for saying they are close people, criticizing the deputy president for saying they are close people to President William Ruto, trying to cause divisive politics. Let's first listen to Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua on the issue of whether or not they will come to have a reef, as Uhuru did with President Ruto.
Of us are strong-willed leaders who respect each other. None of us suffers from inferiority complex. At no time will William Ruto ever punish me or mistreat me because he has no reason to. I'll support him to be president, and he'll reciprocate that support. Between me and him, we are in agreement that we have no time to quarrel or disagree.
That is Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua during the debate with with Martha Karua, na Kenya party leader. This discord that is happening, is there really something wrong? Because you saw them today, and some would say this guy is just doing well. Deputy President actually joking with the president about holding the wife's hand. Kisia, from where you sit, are we looking at the fall of House UDA, Kenya Kwanza, and is this starting from the Mount Kenya leaders and Rift Valley leaders?
Jed, allow me first of all to contextualize this matter before I get into whether Mount Kenya is divided or is not dividing. You know, you've listened to that clip, and you know, you must just ask yourself questions. Even when they went into this marriage, was it really a proper marriage? Or people who are just in courtship for a few days and they found it convenient to get into bed and they start producing children. Do these two people share the same ideology? Do they? I doubt. Do these two people have the same values? I doubt. Do these same people have the same philosophy? I read out. This is like day and night. There are some places they meet in the middle, but I can tell you, this is the difference between the two is as day as night. But then, Jed, when you see some of these things happening in UDA, Kenya Kwanza, you don't look for the puppy. Don't look for the puppy or the bulldog that is misbehaving in the leafy suburbs, making noise because it has not been trained. So it is making noise, it's running all over, making and barking. And the neighbors are asking the bulldog or the puppy to shut up. Stop making noise. Don't waste your time. Go and look for the owner. Look for the owner and tell the owner, please, get your dog trained because it's becoming a nuisance. So these things we are seeing, there's a very powerful hand behind them, because you cannot, address the second in command the way these people are addressing him. With a lot of disregard, disrespect, a lot of arrogance, and some of them are small little boys. Small little boys that Gachagua can call my children. Small little boys, some of them we know the only documents they have are birth certificates. And this Gachagua has more than a birth certificate.
Yeah.
So, it is really disturbing when we see that the office of the deputy president is being treated with contempt. And for Gachagua, he should have known this when he was debating. He said, me and my president, there's nobody who suffers from inferiority complex. We share the same values. We respect each other. And he talked in a very flowery language. And even went further by concluding to say that I don't think my president will punish me the way the son of Jomo punished him. But at least the son of Jomo was decent. He spared him for 5 years. A bit of punishment started in the second term. He had certain things that he had to do within the 5 years. Because they didn't achieve much in the first term other than looting. They were just looting public resources. What happened the first term? A lot of looting happened. They were just stealing public funds. But in the second term, Muhuru guys say, no, I must leave a legacy. If my father did, I must leave something. So that is where they departed.
Yes.
There was a departure there. One wanted to continue with the habits of the first term. The other one said, no, we must now acquire new habits to deliver the legacy. So, getting back to your question, I think the marriage, if you ask me, if there's any marriage left, is irreconcilable.
What were we seeing today, though, in
it is
prayer
finished.
breakfast? What
it
were we
is
seeing?
finished. There's no marriage. These are two couples who are hanging in because the children have not got to 18. They're just together. They're just together because of the children. Because you see now, the children will be affected. So you are there hanging in, pretending that you are still together, when that marriage is finished. So this marriage broke a long time ago. Okay? In fact, I suspect that it broke more than 8 months ago, when this guy started scheming on how to put Gachagua where he belongs. So again, what do you expect in any Jed? When somebody has not been in a managerial position, because with a lot of respect, Ruto has not been a manager. He has not been a manager. He was a youth winger in YK 92. Then he climbed the ladder, and luck was on his side, and he really moved very fast.
Even being the deputy president,
even providing leadership, because you see, leadership, of course, you have to go to class and study leadership, like some of us have done. You go to class, you acquire the knowledge, but again, for you to be able to demonstrate that you have that ability, you must exercise. Okay, Now, for you even to exercise, you must be able to train under somebody who has done it before. For you to train under somebody who has done it before, you must be a good listener. You must be patient. Now, does the president have those attributes? So in terms of management,
he was the Minister for Agriculture. He was the Minister for Higher Education.
Holding an office does not mean that you have managerial skills. Leading people does not mean that you have leadership skills.
Yeah.
Okay? These are things that are studied scientifically. These are things that you work under other people and study them. Yeah? But you must have those attributes.
Okay.
So I doubt whether the marriage there's no marriage. It ended. It's finished.
Let's
in
listen.
fact, there's no marriage.
Let's listen to these young leaders that everyone is talking about. Play the clip of Johnson Sakaja and Oscar Sudi talking about Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
Unajua hawezi kuwa wewe unanyanyasa watu, you've bullied people for 2 years. Unatajwa wiki moja unalia. For 2 years. Unabuli kila mtu, hii county ndio huyo. Hii county ndio huyo. Unatajwa wiki moja unazama unalia. You know, bullies are the biggest cowards. Do you know that? Bullies are the maka unaenda sijui kwa msitu sijui wapi.
Huyu Oscar Sudi asisunguke, akae kwa constituency yake. Na sasa hiyo unaongea huko kwa constituency ya mwingine. Tafuteni mtu mwingine kwanza wa kutisha. Mimi nilipita vitisho kitambo. Mimi ni mtu ninafanya vita mingi. Hiyo vita yenu ni kidogo na ni baridi. Tangaza hapa ya kwamba wale wako tayari tufanye kazi. Mimi niko tayari kufanya kazi.
Mimi kama kijana ndashikana mkono na wale viongozi wengine vijana, watu kama Ndindi Nyoro, sisi tunamheshimu, ni kijana kama sisi.
Now they are all saying they need to mentor young leaders. All of them talking about Ndindi Nyoro. Johnson Sakaja comes and says, these are bullies. You have been bullying us for 2 years. For 1 week we talk about you and you are out crying. Bullies are the biggest cowards. President William Ruto told them to relax, they will mentor them. What strategy should be put in place to ensure that mentoring is happening for all these youthful leaders that want to take power from the established hierarchies?
First of all, how can you mentor when you yourself are not mentorable? How can you mentor? You see, Jed, come on, be serious. You know, to be able to mentor people, you must be a strategic thinker. Okay? You know, you must be able to have very clear vision. Yeah? Patience. You must be able to lead by example so that people say that I want to be like Jed. But if your history is shrouded with a lot of darkness, can you say you can provide mentorship? When your history is so dark, you have so many question marks almost everywhere, can you provide mentorship?
So this is what the youthful leaders are saying.
To be a mentor, you must have some sense of honesty. Yeah? Honesty, credibility, integrity. You must be flexible to new ideas. Okay? Because we learn every day of our lives. We learn. I learn from you. I learn a lot. Okay? You must be non-judgmental. Just passing judgment on that. Say, I know. You know, from what we hear and from what we know, the president is a know-it-all. So let's start from there. That you may not even you yourself you are not mentorable, and therefore you have no capacity to mentor. Okay? Because when you're mentoring, you must encourage people that you are working with to make decisions based on consensus, inclusivity. We are together. You must be able to recognize the strengths of other people. Appreciate them. When they do something good, acknowledge. You must exercise a lot of patience.
So then I want to know, what are the consequences of Oscar Sudi's, of Rigathi Gachagua's assertions with regards to some few people close to the president influencing the decisions he's making politically with regards to 2032 elections? And could this scenario be actually true, that these people are talking to the president against Rigathi Gachagua? Do you think Rigathi is sure about this?
You see, Nani Jed, they cannot be talking to the president. They cannot be summoned. Do you think the president has time? You know, I'm sure he summons them, and he must be having a kitchen cabinet like any other leader who advise him and who tell him what to do or not to do. Okay? But you ask me of the consequences. The consequences are going to be severe. You can see the public trust in Kenya Kwanza is eroding by the day. It is eroding daily. Daily. People do not have confidence in this thing called Kenya Kwanza now, or UDA. They have zero confidence. In fact, people are wondering when 2027 will arrive, because they want to send Ruto home. He's going to be a one-term president. They want to send the entire parliament home, almost 90-95% home, because people are tired. So the confidence is being eroded. The other thing that they must be worried about is they have weakened their coalition. In fact, you've seen already other people want to fold. Their political party have been told, you must fold because you are nothing. You are just a flower girl. So as a flower girl, your job is finished. Yeah, it's finished. Now the only thing you can do, come inside the house, we shall get your husband later. Okay? So this group of people who came into marriage for convenience purposes is a house that is crumbling. They are sitting on a very weak foundation. It's a completely weak coalition. In fact, there's no coalition now.
Okay.
What is now remaining is something called UDA. Something called UDA. And in that UDA, if Gachagua had been a bit strategic, yeah, he should have made sure that even him had his own puppies from Central Province within the coalition. But all those fellows, all those characters, almost 90% of them were financed by Ruto. They were given a ticket by Ruto. They owe their allegiance to William Samoei Ruto.
Okay.
The other thing is, of course, now public perception. I've talked about it. It's getting worse by the day. So by the time they get into 2027 to face the opponents, and this, if the opposition can organize themselves, Ruto will be sent home by 10 in the morning, because the difference will be so wide that even if you are tempted to rig, the difference will be so wide, that by 10 in the morning, he'll start packing his things from State House, Nairobi, because there, in fact, I would advise him to start packing a few months before from Nairobi. Then go and wait for the results. Then wait for the results in Eldoret. And if things don't work, Sugoi.
But that is if these divisions continue to be as they are, right?
Do you see, my friend, do you see these people reconciling? And what will bring them together? There's nothing to bring them together. Already, William has shown his hand very early that, you know what, I just used you as a doormat. Okay, my shoes are clean. I don't need you. I'm already in the house. I don't need you. If I need another doormat, I will create it in 2027. Your job is finished, kaput. So, you're expecting too much from this coalition. The coalition is dead. It's finished. There's no coalition. It's finished. It's dead.
My final question would be, what should be the next course of action for President Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, now that Gachagua, even Sakaja is attacking him, Sudi is attacking him, most leaders are against him, and President William Ruto now seems to be acting the way Uhuru did, pettiness and betrayal. What should be their next course of action?
Well, for Gachagua, I keep on advising, and he has refused to see me behind the tent. Free advice. I can tell you, Gachagua should forget about those people who are working with William Ruto, because they owe allegiance to William Ruto. He must now go back to the ground, like he has started doing. People can say what they want to say. Kenyan politics is tribal. He must go and get the ground, the people. The people of Central Province must be with the one Rigathi. He must go and get them. He must wrestle those people away from Ruto. And this is the best time that he can do it. You know why?
Why?
Because William Ruto has inflicted pain on the people of Central Province. He has smashed their business. He has increased taxes. These guys are, anything that where the Kikuis will make some little money has been crushed. So this is the time that Gachagua should go back to the people and say, apologize like he has been doing. Genuinely, apologize and say, you know what? I didn't know this man was this way. I should have listened to Uhuru Kenyatta.
Oh.
I didn't know. But now that I've worked with him just for about 2 years, I apologize. I want us to now work together as a family, re-strategize and get ready for 2027. If he can persuade these other guys, who are in Bunge, if he can persuade them, I doubt that he'll be able to persuade, but if he can persuade them, they walk out of UDA and leave William Ruto with a shell.
So then what should Ruto do?
Ruto?
Because you're saying
Ruto
this is the end of the coalition.
Yeah, of course. No, Ruto is trying to get other partners. He's trying to get another doormat to use. He's shopping around for a doormat or doormats. So he's trying to entice other people. I've seen he's trying to reach out to maybe Baba. I've seen he's trying to reach out to Musalia and so on and so forth. So, yes, I would advise him to continue looking for another doormat to use, because his shoes by 27 will be so dirty, they'll be so messy that he'll need a proper new doormat for him to survive, if he will.
Thank you for tuning into that conversation about the fall of Ruto's house. Do you believe that this coalition will be there in 2027? Leave a comment down below. Are we looking at the house of Ruto falling apart? Thanks for tuning into this conversation. But before we wrap up, Philip Kisia, our final word for today.
My final word to Kenyans. You've now seen what the Kenya Kwanza have come and what they're doing. They came with something called better. Is it bottom-up economic transformation?
Yes.
Or something like that?
Yes.
But now they have actually graduated so fast. They have shifted so fast. Better is now finished. There's nothing like better.
Yeah.
They have now moved to Teta. Teta.
Yeah.
Top up transformation agenda. So only the few at the top will continue surviving. They'll continue making money from people. They'll continue looting public coffers. Yeah? But you hustler now, your time ended. Next time, don't vote with your conscience. At least vote with your head. Kenyans must stop voting with their stomachs and with their tribes. Because the pain, if you make the same mistake in 2027, we will all die before 2032.
Thanks for tuning into that conversation. Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.
What gives him the idea that he can do as he wishes? This is not his personal house, this is not Sogoi. I think the president needs to stop being simplistic.
Is there a vacuum post Raila?
Play one clip where Ruto has spoken truthfully.